What are you doing to me sending all these subscribers? But there's hundreds of them. Look, I'm not an internet phenomenon like you are. I'm camera shy. So what are you saying? Just do it like you do? No, Harry, it's not easy.
Garbage lifestyle.
And that's where we're up to with this little part-time venture. I appear to have gone from 12 subscribers, 13 with Harry, to 247 overnight, which is lovely, but there's a bit of pressure now to perform. Is that the right word? Anyway, there's a bit of pressure to perform, I think. I'm not a natural in front of the camera, and I doubt I'll watch many of these videos back, actually. It's all a bit cringe for me. But the comments that I've had and offers of support from so many people that Harry sent over and people that found us themselves, I really think I should put the nerves aside and document as much of this as I can. Hopefully it'll get easier. It can't get any harder. So here's where we're at. We can only invest time at the weekends in this project and a few evenings perhaps in the week. Sarah and me, my wife, both have full-time careers. We both love our jobs, and that's got to come first. Elliot, our son, also very much wants to be part of this, and he's in his last year of university, so he really needs to focus on that. So I can't promise a daily vlog like some other people manage, but certainly every week or so I'd hope that we'd be able to show what we've been working on and what we did between the videos, how we did it. Brian, the landlord, the new landlord, he's been sending the contract for the building for about a week or so. It's taking its time, so I'm kind of worried that when it arrives it'll be a big, thick, wordy tome. We're agreed in principle. I'm aware of the basic terms and they all sound great, but I really need to read that through. So the deal is that we're going to take it on a 1-year lease at a fixed price, and we're going to reassess after that, depending on how things have gone through the year. So we'll promise the contract on Monday to be signed, the keys on Thursday, and then that's the 1st of December, I think. So we can run from the 1st of the month then with the contract. Keeps it nice and clean. I've been in the building, obviously, to take a look around and check the basics. Just checking that it had power, it had water, it had a roof. We've looked at buildings without roofs or roofs, and there's some terrible property around here. There's incredibly cheap, but the cost of getting it up to standard is just out of our reach. So we've had to bite the bullet a little bit and spend a little bit more on the building than we need, but it's a nice place. I think we'll be very happy with it. It's about 500 square feet, a little bit less, I think. I need to measure it properly. Roughly 10 metres by 5 metres, and it's basically an empty rectangle. There's literally nothing in it. So we'll get our kit in, which you've seen on the previous video. It's not particularly big, and there's definitely space for a few more tanks, so there's a bit of expansion room there. And it's actually back to back with an adjoining unit that we might be able to use if we need it eventually. But that's all far in the distance. So we've instructed the accountant yesterday. Sharon, the accountant, came round. We've given her the go-ahead to form the company, which should be done by now. I'm just waiting for her to let me know. And then there's a long list of stuff in front of us once we get the lease signed. I've got two lists actually. I've got a list of boring things, and that's the title on the top, and then I've got a list of practical things. So the boring things I probably won't document in video unless something interesting happens. It's all literally paperwork stuff, but just to give you an idea of what's required once the company's set up and the lease is signed. We've got to register for corporation tax. We've got to set up a bank account. We need to register for VAT. We've got to register for the alcohol wholesale license, AWRS. We've got to get all the supplier accounts opened. HMRC have asked for customer letters, which I find is a bit weird, like letters of intent from trade customers who are prepared to buy beer from a brewery that doesn't exist yet. So if you are in the licensed trade and you would be interested in buying beer from us at some point in the future, then send me a letter, please. If we're going to retail ourselves, then we're going to need I'm going to need a personal license, or Sarah or Elliot will have to do it. Premises license. Obviously, we need environmental health to come and check us out. I'm going to call them in advance just to make sure we can reassure them that we're working to comply with their standards. I'd like to talk to them off the record beforehand if we can. Need to find an electricity, water supplier. Got to talk to the water guys about effluent discharge, and then we need to insure the building and the kit. So there's probably more as well, but they're the top of the list items. So not particularly exciting, I know, but not all necessary. And the practical things, this is where the work really starts, I think. I mean, as I said, the unit is an empty shell, literally. Warehouse walls and concrete floor. The floor's not sloped at all. It's flat, but it's a bit uneven in places, so need to take a good look at that and work out, depending where the tanks are likely to be, what we need to do about that. There's no floor drain. It's not been used for anything wet previously, and I couldn't even see a drain pot in the floor anywhere, so I can see where the waste pipe exits the building, but I really can't see where where we would get that under the floor, so I think there's a little bit of excavation needed. We're going to need a cask washer, which is why I contacted Harry, because obviously he's got a great one there that he's designed, and so I asked Harry for the drawings and specifications and a bill of materials for it, and he just told me he'd winged it, so I'll have to wing it too, but at least I can pause the video while I wing it. We're going to need a cold room. To build a cold room again, there's plenty of online resource for that. I think I know what I need to do. But incidentally, a couple of days ago, I saw on Facebook Marketplace somebody selling Tesco van bodies. They obviously replaced the body of the delivery trucks every so often, and the old bodies were going on Facebook for anywhere between £350 to £700. So that might be an idea, just to repurpose that rather than building something. Going to need a warmer place for conditioning, a little warm room of some sort. We're right next to the canal, which seems to be popular with small breweries, and I am not too concerned about rats and vermin, but it's a canal, so they're likely to be there even if I haven't seen them. So we need to think about malt storage, some sort of secure area for it. The plumbing when I went in is basically a stop tap on the wall, a utility tap. That's it. So clearly we need to route the water to where we're going to need it, which we can do. That's not a big job, but it'd be nice to have some other water sources in the building somewhere. The electrics is there's a three-phase incoming connection and a consumer unit there, but there's just one socket off it at the moment. Nothing too. Sorry about that. I was really hoping to do that all in one take, and the dog needed to go out. So anyway, part two. Where was I? Electrics. So we've got a consumer unit and just one socket, so that'll need doing. I could do a lot of that myself, but clearly I'll need an electrician to come and sign it off and make sure he's happy with it. There's no HLT with the kit. The way that it had been used was they would heat the mash liquor in the copper and then transfer the sparge amount out and temporarily store it in the fermenter, then transfer it back when required, which it's possible, but it's a bit of a pain in the bum. So I'm on the lookout for a 500 litre ish HLT. Again, if anyone knows of one going for as close to zero as possible, that would be great. We're short of casks. The kit came with 5 we collected on the day. There were another 2 at a pub nearby, which we've got now, so that's 7 in total. But they're I didn't realise until one of the guys told me they're 10-gallon casks, I think. And Whitbread used to use them years ago, so they're a bit of a quirky size. So I've been pricing up reconditioned casks to get us started, and looking at plastics and other things as well. So I'm trying not to go too much down the key keg, poly keg route, but it will depend on what sort of customers we find and what they need ultimately, I guess. But reconditioned 9-gallon casks are not as scarily expensive as I thought they would be for the sort of quantity that we're likely to need. We'll need a population of, I don't know, maybe 50. We'll probably do it, maybe a little bit less if we're a bit smart on collecting them. So we'll see how it goes. That's the start. That's the list for starters. That's before we get a bit of grain in the mash. I'm not really set a fixed deadline for getting started, but I would hope that we will be 6 to 8 weeks maximum before we're in a position to get the lads down one Saturday and get started. And we'll see where we go from there. So nothing much else to add. I'll probably leave it there for now. As I said, through the boring stuff, I'll probably not keep you posted, but next video I'll try and do next weekend once we've got the keys. Have a look around the shell, decide what to do first and next, and I'll see you then. Thanks.